Yeah, that's kind of rainy.
It's the Eric's popcorn wintry mix.
That's what I was hoping for.
Hey, Mike,
Whoa,
would
yeah.
you like me to have my video off until you call me to give my presentation?
No, I think you're fine.
No way, you're sort of upping the aesthetic appeal quotient quite a bit here.
Well, it is 7 o'clock. We do have a quorum. So I'm going to call to order the regular meeting of the Naperville Park District Board of Commissioners, Thursday, January 14th, 2021. And time is 7 o'clock. You'll please rise and face to the east. Marie will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Marie. Roll call, please, Bridget.
President Riley,
Here.
Vice President King,
Mike, you're muted.
I'm here.
Okay.
I muted myself twice just for protection of you guys.
Commissioner Carlson, yeah, Commissioner Egan, not in yet, Commissioner Tanner,
Here.
Commissioner McBroom,
Here.
Commissioner Todd. Here.
Okay, next is matters from the public. Do we have anyone signed up to speak?
We do not.
Then we move on to something that is always a highlight. I mean that seriously. Sandy Gaber from Western Dupage Special Recreation Association is here for her annual visit, and sadly, it's her last one to visit us. But Sandy, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for letting me come on Zoom and be with you tonight. How are you all doing? Staying safe and staying healthy, I would imagine. Good deal. As many of you know, WD was so blessed to hold our signature event, the Bash, in March before we entered phase 1 on March 21st, and we're told to shelter at home. Just 2 weeks before, we filled the Abington's ballroom with 310 guests who heard our stories that oftentimes encourage our audience to put the shoes on of our families who have loved ones with special needs. The event was a rousing success, and we raised $120,000 net. It has been quite an eventful year, and WDSRA has excelled at serving our families and delivering virtual as well as in-person programs as allowed. A majority of our families are fully embracing virtual programming, and we have delivered more programming using shorter seasons so that we could learn as we went along and continue to increase our choices, which resulted in keeping our participants engaged, interested, and very socially connected. Staff have dug deep and shared their recreation and creative talents and expertise as they delivered unique and engaging programs, and our participants and their families were beyond appreciative. As one parent said, I usually just drop my son off at the program and then I pick him up. And if he comes home with a smile on his face, I assume something good happened at the program. And she said, now I'm sitting in the room next door and I'm hearing your staff, how they engage with my son, how they know his interests and his idiosyncrasies, and they help him be successful even on a Zoom platform. I would like to share a 2-minute and 21-second video so you too can experience some of the joy that our families have felt. I think your staff is prepared to bring that up. Hopefully it'll go better than Carroll Stream where we had no sound when I did my visit there.
You just have to get out.
Oh, wait,
Well, you need to open the file.
hang on, sorry.
So typically, I'll never pull over and ask for directions. Where did you put it? Okay, so now we need to go check.
This would take me a month.
Like,
I'm busy watching this.
I got no problem. Okay,
Yeah, and there isn't sound for the first couple seconds, but it'll take it in.
okay.
There's no pictures.
Over 4 seasons, staff planned and conducted 284 programs offered with and had 4,443 enrollments. Word got out at how fun these programs were. Thank you so much. The exciting thing was we decided to do the parade when so many of our families said, oh, they're just dying to see you guys. So we had people sign up, and just keep in mind, we serve 9 communities. So those buses drove all over. And it was so funny because we thought we were reaching out to them, And in fact, all of them created signs. You saw the one bush with all the Special Olympic medals hanging off of it. That was their idea to say hello back to us. It was a super big lift for all of the families as well as for our staff. A big discussion was had by our development team during this whole pandemic time about the appropriateness of reaching out for donations during this time of uncertainty when people were losing their jobs, food insecurities were on the rise, individuals were getting sick, and we were losing loved ones. We leaned on our development best practices that said this is not only a good time, it's the perfect time to reach out and provide opportunities for those who have the means to give and are looking to do something positive in a very negative environment. So we launched our COVID appeal and advertised the possibility of a match from the Coleman Foundation. And our marketing manager planned a marketing masterpiece, and we received over $62,000 in that regard. So when I tell you about fund development, that just reminds you that we're not always just asking for tax dollars from the park districts, although that is our mainstay for how we can do what we do in Illinois, but that we do really spend, we have a great team, development team who does an awesome job of bringing in additional dollars that support and supplement programs. Thanks to the generosity of our donors and our member district shares, we continue to transform lives in these very uncertain times. We also reached our 14th year of GFOA award for outstanding financial practices. Recognizing the continued need for assistance, we gave out 586 scholarships and awarded 100 to 112 individuals. Nobody was turned away from programming. On a very positive note, I'm pleased to tell you that Senator Laura Ellman of the 21st District included WDSRA in the state capital bill, and we will receive all but $10,000 of the estimated cost of 4 projects for some improvements at our office, including updating restrooms, putting in a patio outside, our west entrance, so all of our Rec and Roll Day program participants have a place to go, versus sitting in the asphalt parking lot in lawn chairs. And also LED lighting for our parking lot, so it's a little bit safer. As I leave tonight, it's a little bit dark out there. And also replacing some of our awesome random tables that hold copiers, etc., and getting some cabinetry that will allow us to have a little bit more storage. Even though many of the staff are working remotely, we allow 10 people to come in per day. The governor's mitigations, we have relaunched our goal work and continue to focus on goal work. Creating a business plan so that we can remain financially sound as we comply with the minimum wage law. Working with a company to design a workforce and scheduling system that will improve our applicant process. As you know, we hire a lot of staff, and that applicant process, we never want to turn people away. And sometimes I think the last one did. Creating a development plan for staff and designing a culture plan so that we can work to become the employer of choice. I am certain you have a lot of business to handle tonight, so thank you for letting me provide an update. I also want to thank you for your support over the past 10 years. I have announced my retirement for this June of 2021. As I anticipated, WDSRA was an amazing SRA to end my career at, and I will be just shy of 44 years providing services for families in 3 special recreation associations and communities. Thank you for being a supportive Board of Commissioners and for hiring such talented Park District directors. The Board of Directors is a very educated board, a forward-thinking board, and one who trusts us to do our job and stays out of the way. When you have trust, you can soar. And that is what I believe WDSRA does every day. Thank you so much for all of your support over the years. And I look forward to who the next leader will be and your continued involvement in serving your residents with disabilities. Are there any questions?
Sandy, I know, oh, Bill, did you have a question?
Yeah, the $10,000 that you were short for the improvements that you were doing, did you find a way to make that up, or how can we help with that?
Actually, we have some capital dollars set aside, so we can use that. So thank you for asking. We have planned ahead. And, you know, someone, the grant writer came in to ask me, so why didn't we get that other 10,000? I said, oh, you never asked that question. You're just delighted to be included when those things happen in Springfield. And as you know, that takes some effort on many parts. And sure enough, Senator Ellman was the one senator who we invited to come up to the office. And we brought a bunch of the park district directors from her area. So she had an opportunity to meet everybody when she was new in one place. And so I think that really set us in a really positive trajectory with her. So thank you. I think we're good though.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions? Then Rich.
Sandy, just want to take a quick moment to congratulate you on your retirement and thank you for the many, many years of dedicated service on behalf of our residents. I know all of us really do appreciate it, and especially during this difficult year and all the innovation and everything. So just wanted to take a moment to thank you, and hopefully our paths will continue to cross here in some way, shape, or form.
I sure hope so. Thank you, Rich.
And from my point, also, Sandy, on behalf of everybody on the call and everybody on staff, your leadership over the past 10 years with WDSRA has been exemplary. You've had a very positive impact on the organization. You've been a good partner to work with from our standpoint, and we wish you the best going forward.
Thank you. It's so easy to do when you have park districts that get it and commissioners and boards that understand what we're trying to do. It really, 3 years, 44 years, 3 different special rec associations. I can tell you I ended on a high note at this one. So thank you so much.
Good. Very good. Thanks. And thanks for coming again.
You bet.
Okay, next we'll move on to updates and reports. Start with Riverwalk Commission, Commissioner McBroom. You're muted.
No report tonight.
Okay. Parks Foundation, Commissioner Janner.
No report.
Finance Committee, Vice President King.
Yes, this update highlights the last 2 Finance Committee meetings held on December 11th, 2020 and January 8th, 2021. The district's money manager, Tom Sawyer, presented the third quarter investment performance results. The year-to-date investment gain was $233,978 and a net return of 3.42%, which came in above the benchmark, the Barclays 1 to 3 year U.S. Treasury Index of 3.12%. The next return since the inception of the portfolio, June 2011, September through September 20th, equaled 1.44%, outperforming the benchmark of 1.31%. Brian Collins, the executive director of the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, presented an informal overview of the fund, which provides pension, disability, death benefits to local governments throughout the state. January 8th, the staff presented to the district's financial policies to the committee for the annual review. Updates, they're just minor in nature, were highlighted, and the draft policies would be presented to the board at the January 28th meeting. The next finance committee meeting is scheduled for February 12th at 9 a.m.
Thank you. Next is Legislative Committee, Commissioner Carlson, I don't believe is here. Commissioner King, is there anything to report?
Oh, there's no report.
Okay. Next is Parks and Recreation Committee, Commissioner Janner.
Thank you, President Riley. The Parks and Recreation Committee met on Friday, December 18th at 10:30 a.m. Director Schutz introduced representatives from Pulte Homes and Hitchcock Design Group to present their concepts and proposed plans for a park within the planned construction of the Naperville Commons subdivision, the Naper Commons subdivision, to be located north of I-88, formerly the Nokia property. The team provided a comprehensive overview of the project and answered questions from the committee. More information will become available as the project progresses. Director Carlson updated the committee regarding planned projects in 2021 as part of the golf master plan. In August, the practice area at Naperville will be renovated to expand and improve our practice areas deferred from 2020, as you might recall. Current plans include a new expanded driving range tee and a larger, more usable practice green to provide more space for golfers and programs similar in design to the range at Springbrook. In September 2021, drain improvements will begin at Springbrook, originally planned to occur within a larger renovation. And to reduce the need to close in 2021, the renovation project was divided in 2 phases, with the first phase addressing the drainage issues that would have a more minimal impact on play. Director Wilson reported that the district was contacted by the city of Naperville regarding the National Fitness Campaign's Fitness Court program. The organization's campaign is to promote outdoor fitness by assisting communities to plan and raise funds to install fitness courses which incorporate artwork. Staff will obtain more information regarding costs and design, determine potential sites, and participate in the evaluation to qualify for a non-binding application. Director Schutz relayed that the planning department is focused on 2021 capital improvement projects by formulating design documents, working on permitting, and getting bid documents ready for release early this year. Also, in the first quarter of this year, as part of the capital projects prioritization policy, we'll be reviewing the 10-year capital overview and the positioning of projects within it. Staff from Trades, Fleet, and Central have begun an extensive reorganization of the cold storage facility, and South Division crew have begun to set up shop at maintenance garage at the Wolf's Crossing Community Park. And finally, the Fort Hill Fitness program has launched a zero enrollment promotion which is being advertised via the billboard located on Ogden Avenue near Quincy from December 28th until January 24th. The next meeting of the committee will be tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Hope you can join us. Thanks.
Thank you. Next is the President's report. A new year brings with it a spirit of optimism, and 2021 is certainly no exception. Everybody is ready to put 2020 in the rearview mirror and move forward to a more robust way of life. The Naperville Park District stands ready to offer recreational opportunities as the state reduces COVID-19 mitigations. Some COVID-19 mitigations could be lifted or relaxed as soon as tomorrow. We are monitoring the situation closely and promise to use the same creativity we did in the very restrictive climate of 2020 to provide varied and popular offerings to our residents. The Park District website will be an excellent source of information for you as we move through the mitigation process. And next we have our Executive Director's report.
Thank you, President Riley. As was mentioned earlier here by Commissioner Scanner, Fort Hill Fitness is running a January special with no membership enrollment. Resident memberships are only $35 per month, which includes access to the fitness center, indoor track, and more than 30 virtual fitness classes each week. Personal training is also available as soon as the Tier 3 restrictions are lifted, which we all hope is tomorrow. Fort Hill will resume in-person group fitness classes. You can go to our website at napervilleparks.org. You can get some more information there. Black Knolls Nature Center remains closed this month, but is offering several fun take-home outdoor virtual activities. Red and gray foxes live in our area and are active throughout the winter months. In January, families can purchase a Foxes Are Cool Nature Discovery Kit and learn more about foxes with fun activities and a craft. Also, join in our virtual nature bingo on Thursday, January 21st and Thursday, January 28th at 6 p.m. Visit napervilleparks.org to learn more about those great events. Spring soccer, so online registration for spring season of Naperville Youth Soccer Academy and Naperville Premier Soccer University is now underway. Teams will practice weekly, beginning in late March, with the possibility of adding games or scrimmages throughout the season, based on the most current guidance from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity relative to the COVID-19 pandemic. And finally, the Park District is seeking applicants for a number of part-time positions, all of which we hope we can fill, and we're allowed to fill this year. both year-round and seasonal. Visit napervilleparks.org /employment to see the list of open positions and begin the application process. The Naperville Park District is more than just parks. Start your career with us and experience professional and personal growth this year. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Next on our agenda is the monthly treasurer's report.
Move to approve the November 2020 Treasurer's Report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. A discussion? Bridget, call the roll, please.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd. Yes. Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
You're muted.
Yes,
There you go.
yes.
President Riley.
Yes. Okay, next item is the consent agenda. Executive Director warrants that all consent agenda item reports and memoranda comply with board policy. Bridget, would you read the items, please?
Item 6.1, approved December 2020 disbursements in the amount of $2,049,968.77. 6.2, approved December 2020 disbursements made through the Bank of America Purchasing Card Program in the amount of $249,963.47. 6.3, approved December 2020 FinTech disbursements in the amount of $377.75. 6.4, approved December 2020 customer refunds in the amount of $3,335.62. 6.5, approve the extension of the tolling agreement entered between the Illinois Metropolitan Investment Fund, IMET, and the Naperville Park District until May 1, 2021. 6.6, approve December 10, 2020 regular meeting minutes. 6.7, approve December 10, 2020 executive session closed meeting minutes. And 6.8, award the architectural and engineering services contract for the North Maintenance Facility renovation project for a lump sum fee not to exceed $141,550 to Williams Architects Limited.
Thank you. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda? Commissioner Egan?
Give me 1 second. I gotta flip to my other screen here. Can we pull item 6.3, item 6.5, and item 6.8, please?
Okay. Any other items to be pulled? Vice President King?
Move to accept consent agenda items 6.1, 6.2, 6.4, 6.6, and 6.7.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Bridget, call the roll, please.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd. Yes. Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes.
Move to approve consent agenda items 6.1, 6.2, 6.4, 6.6, and 6.7.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Bridget, call the roll, please.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd. Yes. Commissioner Egan.
Aye.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes. We'll move on to unfinished business to consider the items that have been pulled from the consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda item 6.3.
Second.
A motion and a second. Discussion on the motion, Commissioner Egan.
My standard objection is 6.3. We're about health and wellness. This is a requirement that we prepay for booze. We shouldn't be pushing booze if we're about health and wellness. I say return the inventory. I'll be voting no.
Any other discussion? Bridget, call the roll, please.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd. Yes. Commissioner Egan,
No.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes.
Move to approve consent agenda item 6.5.
Second.
Motion is second for discussion. Commissioner Egan?
It'd be silly not to support this, and I will. I just want my objections registered for the record. It's silly that we're still playing around with this for years, that the basics of making a loan, somebody's coming into your office while they're on their way, you call and make sure they still have a job. Somebody dropped the ball and didn't bother calling the USDA and saying, hey, did you really approve this? That falls on the attorneys, that falls on IMET. We've got to stop waiting and we need to start suing. The taxpayers have been abused in this situation to no fault of their own. And we're what, 3 or 4 years on this? This is ridiculous.
Any further discussion? Would you call the roll, please?
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes.
Move to approve consent agenda item 6.8.
Second.
Motion is second for discussion. Commissioner Egan?
I won't be supporting this. While I understand the law allows us to do this, we need the legislators to make a change. It's ridiculous that we can't have 2 architects, assuming they're trained in the same spot, and talk to them about rate. Nobody wants to stand on the bridge that the engineer has rounded on, assuming that 2 architects are educated in the same manner and are of competency. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to arbitrate rate and find the cheapest person out there. It's ridiculous and moronic that we can't do that. So I won't be supporting this. I understand that it's allowed by law, but we need to change the law. Enough silly stuff is going down in Springfield, and this is just the cherry on the top.
Any other discussion? Would you call the roll, please?
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
No.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes. And next is our next scheduled meeting. We have a regular meet.
President Riley,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I spoke with Dirk about this earlier today. I thought there'd be a new business on the agenda, but I do have a new business item if I could bring it up right now.
Dirk, is that acceptable?
Yes, so
Okay.
Okay.
So I just wanted to briefly discuss House Bill 3653 that we're all aware of, and it passed in the early mornings the other day. Controversial bill, and I think that fair-minded people can have a discussion over whether or not there should be police reform. But the way that it was handled in a lame duck session, kind of rammed through with very little transparency, and the little bit that we've been reading about it, it doesn't sound like it makes our communities any safer, and puts a lot of burden on the police. So I'd like for the board of commissioners to be able to let the community know that we do support our police. We support our park police, our city police, our county police, and so I hope I have support from the commissioners tonight in order to give direction to Dirk to draft and circulate. Timing wise, I would have liked for us to be in a position to make a statement that the governor vetoed the bill, but I assume it's going to be signed by the time we get to our next meeting. But anyway, putting together a statement from the board in support of our police, and that we are not in support of this bill, the way it was passed and the way it is written.
I'd second that. I stand with Blue, and I'm happy to put in, assuming that the governor has signed it by the time we're able to act, that it was moronic that he signed it. But either way, you've got my second, and I look forward to it at the next meeting.
Dirk, would you care to comment on our standing to put forth a document like this?
yeah, so first of all, the call for action here by Commissioner McBroom With the second by Commissioner Egan, sufficient to put it on the agenda for the next meeting. That's part of the two commissioners, and that's what we'll do. Second, we have a law enforcement agency, the Naperville Park District Police, that is arguably covered by the requirements here, including, for example, the requirement to be wearing body cameras going forward. And so while we're still trying to sort that out because there are some ambiguities in the law as written, we're going to be concerned about that. Second, or third, wherever I am on the list, the bill calls for the formation of a task force to look at some institutional issues, some constitutional issues, and things like the qualified immunity available to police officers today. That's going to get started very quickly after the governor presumably signs the bill. So what I will do is I will get together with Ray McGurry, who we have the benefit of his years of law enforcement experience, and Chief, and we will craft a resolution about the position we recommend the board to espouse publicly concerning these issues and its own police department and how it's impacted by the bill.
And would it be your intention in that document to focus on some specific aspects of the bill that we would be commenting on?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I ask that is because clearly the way this bill was passed, in my opinion anyway, you hand legislators a bill that's over 700 pages at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then open debate at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then vote on it before the sun rises. Nobody could have read that bill in its entirety before it was passed. So I don't want, my opinion is that we should not respond in like manner and respond without having knowledge of what we're actually speaking about. Because I certainly haven't read the bill. I know we got a summary of it, but if you'll do the work and get some specifics, then I think it's reasonable for us to take a look at. Now, is this something that we could agree on, or we could vote on now to do it? And
no votes. I just needed the two commissioners at least to say put it on the agenda. And we will.
okay. All right. So that is the motion to put it to draft the document and to put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
Right. I don't need a vote. I don't need a vote, Commissioner Riley. I've got two. Two have said
okay.
So. That's sufficient.
Okay. Commissioner Egan, did you have?
Yeah, and just a question, you bring up an interesting point. I wanted to add something, but I don't know that we have standing. I know one of, Stephen Murray, one of our representatives, has introduced and may have pulled back some, I'll save my commentary on the position of the thought process, but to remove police from schools, which is ridiculous, but we wouldn't have standing on that, right, Dirk? Because we just have the park police force. We don't have anybody in schools, no matter if we agreed as a park body, how silly that may be, we couldn't at least comment on it.
I think it was pulled back already.
It has been pulled back, and we wouldn't have had standing. And that would that's why it would be tailored to the things that Ray and the chief want us to tailor.
Okay, so unless there's objection, I think you have agreement to move forward, Dirk.
Yep, I understand.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioners McBroom and Egan. Thank you. Next, the next regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners be January 28th, 2021, 6:30 p.m. and it'll be held virtually. We'll all get the information. Next item is executive session.
Move to adjourn to executive session to discuss pending litigation under Section 2C11 of the Open Meetings Act.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. A discussion? Bridget, take the roll, please.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Mr. Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd. Yes. President Riley.
Yes.
The move you into the break room.
Okay, do we have all the people on the call that we need to have?
Not yet. We're moving them.
We're almost there. Yeah.
I just didn't know if you wanted to.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. So.
Just let me, just.
Let's,
Nice, my.
yeah.